So I'm talking to someone that you were a late diagnosed autistic, and a lot of the issues that you faced with your family was because they did not understand you. They did not understand a lot of your symptoms of your autism. They didn't understand a lot of your traits. They thought that you were just this moody, mean person that just liked to be mean to people, that just liked to be rude and nasty, when in all actuality, you would have moments where, like, really what happened is that you were neglected. You were abandoned. You were not loved properly. And because you lacked so much love, because a lot of you were like the black sheep of your family, you lacked so much love and care that it made you moody. It was just a natural human response to someone that is being neglected. And on top of that, you would have moments where you would be very overwhelmed and overstimulated, and you wouldn't really want to talk to people. You really wouldn't want to deal with people. And if they would have known that you were autistic, if they would have known that you were autistic, and that when you had those moments when you were overwhelmed and overstimulated, they would understand that a symptom of that would be you going nonverbal, you just not wanting to talk, you not wanting to be around people, not wanting to deal with people. If they would have understood that that was just a symptom of your autism. But because they did not know that you were autistic, they took a lot of that very personal. They felt that you were attacking them. They felt that you were just being personally mean to them, when that was a natural response for what your brain would, how your brain works. That was a natural response. So they're getting mad at your human nature, and that's wrong. And I'm so sorry that you had to go through all of this, because had they have known that this is what was really going on, they wouldn't have been so hard on you. And on top of that, because you were a late diagnosed autistic, as a child, you didn't know that you had autism. So you feel these things within your body, within your heart, within your brain. And you know how you feel, even if you can't bring to words why you feel the way that you feel. Even if you can't fully grasp why things are the way that they are. But you just knew that this was just a natural response. This is how you felt in the moment. And your siblings would do things like chastise you and antagonize you, intentionally trying to push your buttons, and they wanted a reaction out of you. And sometimes they would start fucking with you when you were already overstimulated and already overwhelmed. And you're kind of like, I don't even want to talk to nobody right now. It's kind of like, just leave me the fuck alone. And they wouldn't leave you alone. And then when you didn't give them the reaction that they wanted, like they probably wanted you to laugh along with them when they were making fun of you and playing in your fucking face. They wanted you to laugh it off so that they wouldn't feel like, so that they get some type of dopamine hit. But when you didn't give them that reaction, they would get pissed at you. Or another thing, when you would do shit like, if they may have wanted you to, like, hey, do that face again, or do that joke again, do it again. Remember how you always do it? It's so funny, do that. Sometimes they would ask you to do this shit when you already were irritated, you already were overwhelmed, you already were overstimulated, and you didn't feel like doing that shit. And you would tell them, I don't feel like it, leave me alone, I'm tired. And they would be asking you like, well, why do you act like that? Why do you act like such a bitch? I'm like, oh, so I'm a bitch because I'm tired, because I'm not in the mood right now? Like, you literally have so many moments where you just were not in the fucking mood. Why? Because you were overwhelmed and overstimulated. Sometimes this shit would happen when you were chilling with your family. Y'all was going, like, y'all in a packed ass car, or y'all driving around, going to all of these stores and stuff like that, going shopping. Like, this would be like a shopping days, grocery shopping, whatever the case was, an errand day. And you already, it was just a lot. And they would never give you grace. And this tone, I'm not giving this tone towards you, baby. I'm giving this tone towards them. Like, I want to tell your motherfucking siblings, give this baby grace and get the fuck out of their face. You pissing me off. Why are you so rude to them? Why are you so mean to them? Why can't you just leave them the fuck alone? Why can't you just leave them be? If they say they tired, leave them alone. If they say they don't feel like it, leave them alone. Don't you fucking gaslight them and tell them, oh, well, you a child. You're too young to be tired. Bitch, fuck you. I am human. She is human. He is human. They are human. And they have every right to feel how they feel. And if they're tired, they're tired. That's like you telling a baby, you ain't got no nerve to be sitting there sleeping all day. What the fuck do you mean? A baby, all they do is sleep. Of course, a baby can sleep, so when a child can't fucking sleep, you put child down for a nap, they're tired. It's like they always want us to fucking gaslight you because they wanted to justify why they felt some type of way towards you. Like they wanted to take things so personal and they wanted to make it seem like you were just this nasty, mean villain when the whole time, baby, you was just an overstimulated autistic. You were just an overwhelmed autistic. Come on, boo. You just were a neglected and abandoned autistic that just needed love. And if they would have given you love, if they would have given you patience, if they would have given you grace, if they would have been gentle and nurturing with you, you probably wouldn't have a lot of these problems that you have because you already were confused enough about life because you are autistic. And then for you to be in such a neglectful, abusive family that didn't take the time to get to understand you or get to know you or try to understand why you did certain things the way that you did, instead of them trying to understand you, all they did was ridicule you. All they did was belittle you. All they did was make shit worse. It's like you're already confused about life and they're making shit even more difficult for you. Fuck your family, bro. Fuck them. You want to say that shit? Fuck them. Because they had no business treating you like that. And the reason why I say fuck them is because that's what the fuck they get. Who are these people where they feel like they can just treat people any old kind of way like that? And then here's the kicker, baby. The fact that when you became, by the time you found out that you were actually autistic and you realized that this is what you were and this is what you were dealing with, these bitches did so much shit to like try to discredit you, try to invalidate you, try to make it seem like, oh, you're not autistic. I don't believe that it is. Yes, the fuck you know I'm autistic. But now this makes so much more sense to you. Because these people would be so like, they would get so annoyed with you by your autistic traits and your autistic symptoms that by the time they finally realize that what this is that you're dealing with is autism, now they're trying to act like, oh, well, we don't think you're autistic. Yes, the fuck they do. The only reason... I hate this damn thing. My bad, y'all. The only reason, sensitive ass fucking button. Okay. The only reason why they try to make it seem like you are not autistic is because they don't want to have to deal with the aftermath and the consequence and they don't want to be reprimanded for how they treated you, because they realize that how horrible they treated you was wrong, because even though autism is a gift, it's still a disability. And they have to be real with themselves at the fact that they abused someone that has a disability. They mocked and made fun of someone and mistreated someone and belittled someone that has a disability. Can you imagine the guilt that they feel? The type of disgust that they have with themselves, but they are too motherfucking prideful to admit the shit that's what they're too prideful to admit it. They probably won't ever come to you and say, I'm so sorry for how I treated you when I didn't realize that you were autistic. You didn't know you were autistic. I'm so sorry for how I treated you. I really was mean to you. I hope and pray that they one day come back and apologize to you. It may not be today. It may not be tomorrow. It may not even be this year, baby. It may take some years down the line when they do a lot of self-reflecting and they realize what they did to you, and then they come back. And they're probably going to have to come back and apologize to you, because they're going to be feeling so convicted in the karma that they're going to be getting for what they did to you. They're going to reap what they sow. And your spirit guides and their higher self God is going to tell them, you need to go apologize to them. You need to seek repentance from them. You need to seek that forgiveness from them. They preach all the time about how they want you to forgive them, but how about they seek the forgiveness from them for what they have done to you? Takes two to tango.